Sound check. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to Star Channel Tarot. I am going to be looking into your person's energy. So, yeah, let's start. Let's open up with our prayer. Protect us, please protect this reading. Angel Michael, please protect us, please protect this reading. 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 Please let me see what I need to see and say what I need to say. What I need to see and say what I need to say. All right. All right. So for those of you that are new to my channel, let you know, tarot has no gender. This is a general reading. General. Take what's yours, leave the rest. Use your intuition, please. I highly recommend you have a deck and you pull with me so you can ask questions. I do not pull on toxic exes. The readings are timeless. I can be channeling into your past, your present, or your future. They could also be that your energy can be flipped. There's going to be some major change, that's going to lead to sacred union. If this is not you, it could be your person. If you'd like to book a reading with me, shoot me an email, starchanneltarot, one word, starchanneltarot, one word, @gmail.com. Please remember to subscribe and set your notifications so you know when the next reading will be. And last but not least, I want to thank everybody for your tips and your donations. I know you guys work really hard for your money, and I'm very appreciative because it's, the open hand is the hand that receives. So the more you give is the more you receive. So thank you for everybody who has been so gracious with me. All right. If you'd like to ask a question, I have the super chats. They're right on the corner. Feel free to, they're under US. So it's US dollars. So if you do, I'm fairly knowledgeable about the the currency rates. So just do if you're in a different country outside of the US, then, just do the conversion factor. All right, I'm going to be looking at the energy that we're channeling in right now. Let me see. Let me shuffle a little bit. Let me see what's happening. Please let me see what's happening. Please let me see what's happening. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Mother, maiden, crown. Past, present, future. Mother, maiden, crown. There's somebody who was a runner because they were not enough. They felt like they could not give enough. And this is the energy: if you don't have enough, then you shouldn't participate. All right, then you shouldn't participate in the reading, okay? Um, this is a person who was feeling like they were lacking, so they had to leave. Um, and we have engagement rings, so they could have promised you union. Well, look at what's showing up, you guys. They want to return and they want to chase. We have runner-chaser dynamic here. And yes, I can read the energy, but I use the cards so that I can confirm the energy for you, because really anybody can sit up here and speak and say whatever they want to say to you so that you can hear. Hi, Eli. But I use the cards because they confirm. If you've watched me long enough, you'll see that I speak and then the cards confirm what I say, or I'll say something and the cards confirm it. But you would have had to watch me for a while to understand that. So perhaps, oh, Eli, I'm talking to somebody before you who was talking smack to me. But I really don't care. I just blocked them. So we have somebody who is a runner who felt like they didn't have enough. So they self-sabotaged. They acted out of their fear, their ego, and they ruined things. But they could have promised you something and ran. But look, they want to come back for union. They want to come date you again. They're about to start chasing. Have you been, honey? How have you been, Eli? How's everything going with you? They're watching. You know what? The funny thing, that was the fourth card. So they're watching you. They very passionate about you. They've been healing. They care for you. Natalia, how are you? Oh my gosh, what's happening with your situation? Nice. Gosh, I haven't been to the south of France in a while. Oh, when do you get back to the States? I mean, you're in the south of France. I think that's pretty good. I don't think you need to be worrying about this person's dumb stuff. This person's obsessed. This person could be, they could be doing things to try to forget you. So maybe they're hooking up with people, partying. And what happened when you spoke to the third party? Hi, honey. Hi, Dynamo. Natalia, that, that doesn't sound good. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's you're sharing. I gotta tell you, honey, like, it sounds like I know you're telling her, but I don't want you to incur negative karma on yourself. And it just sounds like you're acting out of vengeance. Broken trust. Like it really, the point of, there's some fated meeting that's supposed to happen. The point of it, of the journey, is not to be injurious upon others. The point of the journey is to learn for ourselves so that we can grow. But if we repeat, negative patterns, then there is no growth. So as long as you repeat, if this is your twin, as long as you repeat unhealthy patterns, so will your person, and neither person will ever grow because you're stuck in in an unhealthy cycle, you know? All right, let's see. Let's continue here. Let's see what Cosmic Insight says. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actions. You guys got to remember your actions speak louder than your words. And like this is like a big time for us to like look at ourselves and see our actions and see the ramifications of our actions, because all of us are on our own journey, and the longer we don't look at ourselves, the longer we're stuck. And being stuck is the issue. Like, we want to progress. Let's see what's happening. Hold on, let me focus this energy. Past, present, future, mind, body. Please let me see. Please let me see what's happening. Please let me see. You have somebody that's going to come in and speak to you. You have a confession that's coming towards you. Now, let me remind you guys, just because you have a confession, it doesn't mean that the person is going to be ready. Because if the person is not ready, it's a lesson for you. Are you going to be able to say, these are my boundaries, I deserve better, I deserve more? And when you do stand up for yourself and say, I deserve better, I deserve more, that's when things start leveling out for you energetically. We're speaking, these are all, you got to remember that the 3D action is an extension of the mental, of the spiritual, of what you're thinking. So your actions are exemplifying where you're strong, where you're weak, your insecurities, your self-love, all that stuff. So you have to be very conscious, because if you're not, it's showing all these things. Confession. What do they want to say? You've got some kind of communication. So if your person is not ready, please, you've got a communication coming through about how this person has been doing inner healing and has been trying to move on. And like, genuinely, you guys, you don't need to, okay, your person's been going through like a lot of mental issues, or they could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But mental issues, remember, this is overthinking. When I say mind, they're thinking. So we could be dealing with an overthinker, which I think is all the time, because this person, you're an overthinker because you're not, you're insecure about what you're supposed to do, right? You're going to just do it. When there's like a fine balance, like somebody who's impulsive and somebody who's an overthinker. Either side of the gamut is not good. It's like a middle ground that you should be seeking. You're being protected at the moment. All right. Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately this is your journey. Like the twin flames come together to awaken you, but there you like I can't express this enough. As a divine feminine, you cannot awaken the divine masculine. You can never awaken the divine masculine. And if you try, you're just making it longer, the separation longer. And there are so many lessons you have to learn. And unfortunately, for as painful as it be, hold on, my kitty wants to get out. Hold on. My beautiful kitty, I love you. Okay, I'm back. So why do these third parties, okay, so this is something that I actually I was thinking about this whole weekend. This, for those of you, I don't know how you felt it, but this was a very, very heavy weekend energetically. There was like that full moon in Virgo. My friend told me there's like I'm becoming the person I desire to. Yes, absolutely. You know, it's, listen, I understand communicating, but you don't, you're communicating something like that, you're being injurious to another. It's, you have to, if you feel you need to vocalize that information, go yell it into the mountains. You don't, there's a reason that person was called into your person's life. And really it's your person that keeps on doing it. Like interjecting the way you are is trying to impose your ego, your desire, your need onto somebody else. And the whole point is you're still feeding that ego. You're still feeding that fear that he's going to end up with that other person. You shouldn't have that fear. You shouldn't have that ego. That's a way of like you're limiting your self. You're believing that it's not going to happen. You know? That's a very good question. Why are you attracted to this person? That's a very, very, very good That's a very good, because like genuinely, he could be your twin. Like I'm like, everybody has different twins, and everybody's on a different level. But it's like understanding. Like ask yourself, why am I attracted to this person? Why do I feel the need to go speak, to interfere? Because you're hurting the third party who we don't know. I mean, like from what you've told me, I remember we're all limited in our knowledge, but from what you've told us, he's doing the same things. He's like hurting people over and over and over. But ultimately, like, those are all lessons for him. He's going to encounter somebody. Like, think about it. If you're living your life energetically, I'm just speaking energetically for all of us, like we've all had this experience. If you do something bad to somebody all the time and you're going through and you're hurting people, energetically, you're leaving an imprint of pain. So what are you going to end up calling to yourself? You're going to end up calling to yourself an imprint of pain. So energetically, you're going to be calling in somebody who's going to do the same thing to you that you're doing to others, because that's the vibrational area. I hope it makes sense. So your person in hurting others is calling somebody who is vibrating in that same energy space. So they're going to be calling in, that person is going to be calling in somebody who's going to hurt him the same way he's hurt all of these people. And if he has somebody that's ends up being higher than him that he calls in, and that person is protected, he's going to be very unhappy. Because when a divine feminine breaks and starts waking up, because the divine feminine always, well, in this, I mean, I don't know, from what I know in this, the divine feminine wakes up early, but remember, this is not no gender. So I'm sure at some point the divine masculine can wake up early. Like, there aren't any rules, right? But right now the divine feminine is waking up first. So the divine feminine wakes up and goes this way, goes from the third eye up. So so what does that mean? That means that it's a dark night of the soul for the divine feminine. So the divine feminine will get depressed. The divine feminine will go into isolation. The divine feminine will go into mental strain, right? But the divine masculine, don't worry about gender, the divine masculine will push emotions and feelings down. So they'll end up having, they'll have physical ramifications of the breakthrough. So they'll have, their car breaks down, their health goes bad, they lose their job, they lose their home, they lose their money. Those are all physical ramifications of the same energy, because they're not allowing it to go the way it should. They're fighting it so much that it just breaks out. But it breaks out in the 3D. And then after a long time, after they've grown, it'll come back and they'll be able to, they should be able. But we cannot force an awakening on anybody. Think about how many people are so stuck in their ways. Like simply, like, think about, like, smoking. Everybody knows smoking kills you. Everybody knows smoking is horrible for you. But people become addicted to it. They become addicted to it to the point where they have a physical need for it. So they need to break away from it. They know it's bad for them. They know it's not good, but they continue doing it. So, and you cannot force, this is the same kind of energy. It's like they're addicted to this existence, and we can't make anybody, like, break out of it. They have to do it on their own. And if we interfere with somebody else's path, we become a crutch. We're enabling them so that they don't grow. It's the same thing with, like, when a baby falls, you got to let a baby fall so that the baby develops their muscles and they learn how to walk. We can't prevent them. We can't get in the way. We just have to let them go and focus on our own path. The more you interfere, you're accruing negative karma, and you're preventing yourself. You're wasting time without developing yourself, because there's so many things that you could be doing for yourself and growing and lifting and doing all these things. But if you get stuck on something down here, then you're not fully growing. And for as hard as it is, there's a separation in the twins. Separation always happens with the twins, because one twin is not ready, right? So if one twin is not ready, they have to go on their journey. They have to go on their journey to grow, to really value themselves, to really value the relationship, to heal their fears, to heal their ego, to heal their trauma, their self-limiting beliefs. But that's the same for both twins. It doesn't mean that the divine feminine is perfect. The divine feminine is flawless. Like, the simple fact that we're alive is that we are all flawed, that we all have things to work on. That's why we are given this gift of life, so we can heal our ancestral, our generational, our present day, like every day. Like, it's like waking up and realizing, you know what, that it would, okay, so there's two things that the Eight of Swords, where's that Eight of Swords? I'm looking, trying to think where that Eight of Swords card. When someone is stuck in Eight of Swords, let me see where that Eight of Swords card is, which your person is constantly stuck in. The Eight of, look, the Star and the Wheel of Fortune popped out. Hold on. Where's the Eight of Swords? Five of Swords, Page of Swords. Being in the Eight of Swords this is the craziest card to me, because this is something that someone has created for themselves and they stick themselves in it, but they don't see it. They don't see that they themselves stuck these swords in them. This is a jail of their own creation. And it's like realizing this is fear, this is ego, this is trauma, this is self-limiting beliefs, this is my lack of self-worth, this is, like all that crap that, this is what happened to me when I was 3 years old, this is what happened to me when I was 4, this is what happened to me when I was 5. Like all this stuff builds, and you need to remove it so that you can, like the general you can unite with your person. But to recognize, like, it's so hard for all of us to recognize that we build our own prisons. We confine ourselves. Not your neighbor, not your parents. We do. They tell us. Society tells us, oh, you're not pretty enough if you da 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 da. Blah da 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 da. You're not, smart enough. Blah da da. It's not true. We listen to it and we put it on a sword. We listen to it and we literally imprison ourselves. So to learn that that's it, it's to pull each of these false swords out so that we can be free. But what I was thinking about this weekend, which was a very, very energetically difficult weekend, was if you are definitely a twin, right? If the general you, this is not like, like I'm speaking to the general audience because we get so many twins here, is when you go into a separation, and if your person ends up in a relationship, you're going to get justice. If your person ends up in a relationship with somebody else, they're more than likely going to end up with a high-level soulmate. So what do I mean by that? Because your twins, you're going to be calling in a different level of companionship. But that doesn't mean, just because it's a high-level soulmate, doesn't just like there can be divine masculines and divine feminines that are unawakened, it doesn't mean that a high-level soulmate is going to be healthy. So that means that they're going to have really difficult lessons with a high-level soulmate. So it's going to be a very difficult journey for them, but it's necessary because those lessons are what are going to make that person break out, come out. Because it's like, it's like saying somebody who lives like it's just like not just anybody can reach this type of level. So the lessons that this person is learning, the divine masculine, they have to learn. Like there's no way we can't, and I don't want you guys to start building negative karma for yourself. Like seriously, like this is a very, very, very important time. Like that's the most important thing, you guys. I don't want you guys to be building negative karma for yourself. All right, let me see. So you've got some kind of confession coming towards you. Let me see if these will say anything to us about this confession. Storm, something's coming. Storm is coming. This person could be moving towards you, or there could be distance, Or they could be traveling. What is this, please? Could be moving towards you. And we just had that moon in Virgo. Oh, and my friend told me, I was talking to my friend last night, and she keeps up with a lot of like the astrological stuff. And she told me there's like a comet that's coming towards the planet that's supposed to hit, like not hit us, but come, it's like the biggest one that's ever come toward us. It's supposed to come toward us like at the end of October. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There's, so why am I telling you guys this? Because everything, the only reason I can read these cards is because they're reflecting the energy, right? So as above, so below. So there's major turmoil happening above us energetically that we don't see, and it's being translated into our existence. So something big is coming. Like there's major movements that have been unexpected. They're saying it's a comet. Some people are saying they don't know what it is because they're saying the pattern, the patterns of the way a comet burns are not they're not identified with this quote unquote comet. I'm calling it a comet, but it's not a comet. It's called I think it's like Atlas something. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's like called Atlas. I didn't research. Last night we were talking for like a couple of hours, and then honestly I fell asleep because I hadn't spoken to her in a while, and we were catching up. Because genuinely, you guys, like seriously, this weekend has been difficult for me. I got a really bad migraine. Then I got food poisoning because I was gonna go on. I was gonna go on one of the days because one of the, I just felt really bad. Like, and I don't know if you know, like a bunch of the viewers. Well, you guys don't know this, but have been going through issues and have been sending me messages. So it's heavy. I know it's not just me. I mean, I don't have like a romantic partner to be feeling things, but my body, because I'm so tapped in, I feel things. And then we have the moon in the full moon in Virgo, so it's heavy. It's heavy, you guys. So we have like some big movement that's coming toward us. I think it's called Atlas something. Yeah. And this person could be obsessed with you. And I think it's really important. We got the divine masculine who's going to want to compromise. They could have been very easily influenced by other people. The separation has been divine intervention because they do love you. Okay, let me get a different set of cards because I feel like these cards we've been using. Where's that deck? Here. I just think ultimately trying to live our lives without hurting others, doing our best, because like if we're honest, like we're going to do things where we hurt others at some point, but you've got to start thinking we all have to start thinking about the ramifications of our actions because we're not independent. We're all connected. That's why like on the one of the past readings, it came out, I remember it was like that somebody was doing spell work, right? Against the collective. So, and also that if somebody wasn't doing spell work, they're thinking very negative thoughts, okay? So what do I mean by that? Like, ultimately, everybody is an extension of themselves. And where when you hurt your neighbor, you hurt yourself. Like the easiest way to control people is to make people think that we're not connected. but we're all connected. We are all connected. That's like the number one thing. You're connected to the trees, you're connected to the earth, you're connected to the water, you're connected to your friends, you're connected to your neighbors, you're connected to strangers that you've never met. We're connected to people. We're all part of each other. We're part of the same ecosystem. We think we're separate, we're not. So when we hurt somebody else, we're hurting ourselves. And in learning that lesson, that's how we move forward. All right, past, present, future. Maybe it's because 40 degrees Celsius also men. What? Sounds like an ascension to me, like going to be a new, who's, so yeah, it's gonna look out for other women, but I mean, yeah, I'd remove myself. I would really remove myself because ultimately the only control we have is within ourselves, right? What we see, what we think, what we do. We can't control anyone else's actions. And you're also letting somebody live rent free in your brain, in your thoughts. It's controlling your mind so that they don't, we have to learn to control ourselves. Let's see, actions. Tell me about the healing, please. Okay. I feel like your person has had serious family issues that have been unhealed because it came out backwards. So this person has been dealing with a lot of family issues. So what do I mean? I'm talking about like the same stuff, the generational trauma. That's probably why I spoke about it. So there's something that happened in this person's childhood. Something that happened in their past that makes them act the way they do. Can I get another one for this? Their perspective. I think they're seeing, yeah. See? Their clarity, their perspective is clearing up. They're starting to see whatever it was in their past. But it's something with their family. So what could it be? So if your partner is an avoidant partner, then if they were lucky enough to have two parents, right? Because that's like reality is a lot of people don't have two parents, whether one parent passes away or one parent leaves the family, right? Or one person is just emotionally absent. It could be that one person was absent and one person was neglectful, so they never had that type of, and this is best case scenario where the parent isn't abusive, because that's a whole other, I mean, neglect is abuse, but it's a different, not no abuse is good, okay? But I'm just trying to tell you, I'm trying to, like, for those of you that maybe have never thought about this, I'm sure a lot of you guys have thought about this, but I'm just trying to give perspective. All right, in their heart of hearts, they love you and they want to be loyal to you. They're very tired. Yeah, there's this emotional storm that they've been avoiding, that they've been trying to push back, and they're tired. This person's going through major exhaustion, which also, like I told you, I was feeling major exhaustion this weekend. I literally just came out of it today. So, And I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go hiking with my cousin today, this morning, and she called me and she told me she's super sick. So physical exhaustion is what I'm getting at. Okay. It looks like this person has had cloudy judgment. They didn't understand, but in the past, but now they're seeing things clearly. They're very resentful. They're very angry. They're seeing things clearly. Remember, if this hasn't happened yet, this is what, yeah, they're in pain. They're in pain. They ruin things. So when somebody ruins things, what do? They think about a child who hasn't learned to understand their emotions. And if I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but if a child will mess up a painting or mess up a coloring or something, and then they'll rip it up and throw it away and have a tantrum, right? That's the energy that I'm feeling right now. Like somebody who's pissed off at themselves. Like, I ruined this again. I ruined this again. Fuck, I've ruined this again. I'm so pissed off at myself. I've ruined it. But you don't see this, okay? So this person knows that they've look at all these cards. And I'm going through the collective to get your person, okay? They've got heart fog, bitterness, pain, exhaustion, emotional turmoil. And the healing card is upside down. They're trying to listen to their intuition, to their heart song. They've been withdrawn. The outcome is, so this is what's hidden. They're starting to listen to their intuition, the heart, look, the hearts are right there. 2 hearts. So that they will start chasing you, but they have to go through their lessons. If you intercept their lessons, if you interfere, and you lie to yourself saying it's something else, you're still interfering with a lesson. So it's pushing back the time of union, because it's like you can never go up to somebody and be like, hey, you're my twin flame, wake up, we're supposed to be together. If somebody said that to me, I would be like, you're crazy, you're bonkers, get away from me, I'm calling the cops. Each person has to wake up to their spiritual connection. We cannot force somebody into an awakening. Let me repeat this. We cannot force somebody into an awakening. And an awakening isn't just like, oh, they awaken and they're going to be ready in 2 weeks. This is something that is going to be covering, they have to heal their childhood crap, their teenage crap, their early adult crap, their wherever they're at, and they may have even be healing generational stuff. Like, this takes a long time. Well, from being single and being isolated, okay? So if there's a third party, they're gonna cut out a third party. They're gonna end up single, but they need to go through this alone. That means without you. That means without interference. That means growing. They're gonna have the clarity that is required. That's gonna tell them that they want a second chance. And they miss your intimacy. And intimacy is not sex. It's that connection. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So yeah, also remember, it's not, it's so hard. We think that it's just us. It's not. Like, this is everybody's going through crap right now. Everybody on some level, okay? We're not independent of it. Everybody's got something that we're, and those of us that don't, or like when I get migraines, my migraines are horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm like immobile. You know, if you've never had a migraine, thank God you've never had a migraine. It's horrible. All right, let me go with the next one. God, if we could think about how amazing, it would be to say to people. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are not. I'm American. I'm here in the United States, and a lot of crap is happening in the United States, and they're trying to revoke voting rights. They're trying to revoke women's voting. They're trying to revoke. They're trying to take away gay marriage. They're trying to. They're even pushing to take away interracial marriage. It's really bad here, and it's like, you want to. I like wake up. You guys are being stupid. You guys are being stupid. Like wake up, wake up, and you can't do anything. You just have to let people. You have to let people wake up on their own. You know, it's the same being stuck. I think all my info is in the in the in the Star Channel Tarot. Oh, you know what? It's all in my, like, go up into my info. It'll all be there. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what's happening with the tarot. Please show us. Please show us what's happening. All right. Okay, so for signs here we have Pisces, we have Taurus. All right, so in the first basic read, we have that your person is wanting to come forward. Knight of Wands. So this is also like I like the light energy. I don't like the shadow energy of this. So this is good that it's coming out in the light energy. Shameless, flirt, over the top, adventurous, rebellious, energetic, confident, charmer, excited, heroic, travel. This person is moving toward you because we had that other travel card. Sexy. The Moon. In their actual life, they're going through some crap right now. This is what's blocked, what's hidden: blocked intuition, misconception, uncertainty, deception, ambiguity, instability, dreams, anxiety. This person's going through a lot of anxiety in their life right now. And look what's in there, what's hidden. Five of Wands. Both of these cards this is a card of something that's hidden, and this is a card of they're going through a very difficult time. In their heart space, they're waiting. Perseverance, long term, coming to fruition, harvest, ripen, investments, patience. I'm just realizing this woman is pregnant here. And here we have the outcome: sensual, beauty, motherhood, pregnancy, nurturing, creation, fertility, beauty, art. That's fruition, right? So let's see what the cards say. Tell me about this, please. Who are they rushing towards? They're rushing towards a Queen of Cups. Pisces, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a water sign, emotionally connected, deep in the flow, deep feelings, empathic, intuitive, psychic, loving. So let me reemphasize. If you guys don't do the work on yourselves, when this person comes forward, and I can guarantee you they're not going to be at 100. They're not going to be on 100 because we're not dead. We don't know everything until we like elevate. So we always have lessons. You have to be understanding. If you don't do the work to understand yourself, you're not going to be able to understand them. What's hidden? What's, oh shit. They want to return. Judgment. New spiritual story, forgiveness, awakening, evaluation, mission, rebirth, action, decision, renewal. What are they waiting for? The Hierophant, Taurus energy. So now we have 2 Tauruses, 1 Pisces, rules, leaders, rights, wrongs, programming, conforming, institutions, convention, marriage, values, faith. Something's going to be revealed. The Hierophant reveals the High Priestess, keeps things hidden. You're going to have justice. This person is in major regret. Look, 9 of Swords. Major regret, emotional baggage, past life trauma to heal, guilt, intense feelings, unresolved issues. This person is going through hell right now. Hold on. Thank you, Dynamo Honey. So it's confirming what we got in the other cards. Okay, what's the outcome? Look, and they're coming towards you, the Chariot. And this is hidden. This person is going through a very... And you know what, you guys? If your person is going through a very difficult time and you're twins, you're going to be picking up on them. You're going to be picking up on their feelings. So that's another indicator. If you've been feeling like crap, if you've been feeling low, your person is going through some major stuff that you don't see, right? Like that's what's been coming out in all the decks. The Devil. This person obsessively thinks about you. And remember we had that obsession card that kept on coming out? Addiction, obsession. Tell me about the Devil. And the Hermit. This person has been in isolation. The Single. Remember we had Single? They've been in isolation and the wheel is turning. And we've got the Waning Moon. So in 3 to 4 weeks, we got this last time too. So the waning moon, we just had the full moon. So maybe in like 3 to 4 weeks, which I think we had like a time thing. Didn't we have like a time? Were you here last time? I think, Eli, did you get the timing or somebody here who saw the last one? I know we got the waning moon. I just don't remember when we got it. So I'm feeling like the timing is similar to what we got last time. Was that in the very last one? Was that recent? Do you remember? Because we just had the full moon, so now it's starting to go into waning moon. So that would tell me that we're in a time of change. Okay, so that's what we're getting here. Can you tell me? So I'm going to say something you guys need to be aware. Okay, so also, Jenny, if you end up watching this, this is going to be a heavy period. This whole month, remember I told you guys this whole month was going to be really heavy because we have all the retrogrades. We went through 5 retrogrades. We just got out of Mercury retrograde. There was like, God, I don't even remember. There were so many retrogrades. There was Mercury, Jupiter, which is expansion and prosperity, so we're supposed to move forward. I don't know when Jupiter comes out. Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, I think it was Uranus retrograde. Like there was a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff. And now we have like that planetary thing coming. Oh, Jenny, yes. That's yes, Jenny. Okay. It's yeah. You're not alone. I'm sure you've seen what's happening. So I want you guys to take comfort in that none of us are alone. We're all going through these like very, 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 very heavy movements, okay? Let me ask about the outcome. Give me a second. Yeah. They're obsessively thinking about you. They're obsessively thinking about you. What are they thinking about right now that they're in separation? What are they thinking about? They're thinking about you. Literally, shared moments, innocent soul. This is a card of reminiscing. What are they thinking about? They're thinking about you. What are they? They're obsessing about you. What are they thinking about? About you. All right. What is hidden that's going to change? Can we know? Is there anything we can know? Can you please tell it? Okay. And I'm asking it like that because certain things are going to be hidden from us. Certain things are going to be hidden from me. Certain things are going to be hidden from you. Why is that? Because sometimes knowing certain things can affect your future, okay? So I need you guys to sometimes we need to take comfort. And like I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to myself. Like sometimes we need to take comfort in not knowing because knowing can affect the future in a way that is not meant for us. So what do I mean by that? Years ago, there's a psychic that I would go see, and she told me specifically, you're going to run into this person, and you guys are going to end up being together, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? People that have been following me for a long time will remember this story. And I was just like, I was highly incredulous. I was like, okay, whatever. Fast forward, I go to this party, and that person was there. And this person is a pretty he's married to, I don't even know, I haven't looked him up. It was this celebrity, and he's walking out of the bathroom, and I was walking into the bathroom, and I was just like, what? Like it blew me away. And I'm not somebody who's like, ooh, he's a celebrity. I'm not. I've been around celebrities for a long time. Like it doesn't like, it always blows my mind when people are like, ooh, like fawning. I don't fawn over, it just doesn't mean anything to me. Anyway, what I was blown away was that this lady told me, she told me what was going to happen, and what was happening was happening. And it was a very surreal moment where I was like, I can still relive it in my mind's eye, where I was standing in front of him and I could see him and he was seeing me, and I could hear her. Her name is Serena, and she was telling me, this is going to happen, da, 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 da. And it was all like happening. It was like I had like a play by play in my head because she had told me, and I froze. I was like, I didn't know how to act because she had already told me what was going to happen. So I just kind of like, and you've got to let things happen organically, naturally, because otherwise you alter what's going to happen. And I feel like now in retrospect, I feel like that was part of lessons that I needed to have so that when my, like, maybe that person, that celebrity is like some kind of high level soulmate for me. But I was meant to learn that lesson back then so that when I'm overwhelmed by the unknowing, by the dark periods, I can find comfort in that. We're not meant to know everything because sometimes knowing alters what's meant to happen. Because I can tell you, it was the weirdest experience, like having something happen and then hearing it in your head and hearing the play by play because you've already heard it. It was weird. Okay, so you've had an unstable situation. There have been delays. The ironing out the details. Greed, caution, under review, revised. There have been delays. So that's why the Wheel of Fortune is jumping in. There have been delays. You guys know that. Why is it jumping in? Because there has been a Tower. So do you guys see? The Wheel of Fortune isn't telling me what's going to happen. It's telling me why it's happening. The Wheel of Fortune is happening because there have been delays. Because there will be a Tower. Something has to happen. Somebody has been so stuck that they don't want to move forward. You have to be strong. Gentle persuasion, compassion, confidence, courage. Courage is what's necessary when you don't see things coming. This person is approaching you, Knight of Cups. And there's a new beginning coming toward you. All right. It's learning to be happy in the in-between, you guys. Because miracles can only happen in the in-between. You can't have miracles, you can't have Wheel of Fortunes when you know what's going to happen. You can't have beautiful, like, surprises happen when you know the sun is going to come out in the morning. No, it's like when you don't know if the sun's going to show up. When the sun actually shows up, you're like, wow, what a miracle. Because the sun is a miracle. But we forget about it because we know it's coming up every 24 hours. We're like, yeah, the sun is coming up. I go to sleep very comfortable knowing that the sun is going to come up in 24 hours. So I kind of like, I'm oblivious to the miracle that it is. So in order for us to be receiving of these miracles, we have to be in darkness. We have to not expect it. Let me check. Hold on a sec. Hi, honey. It hasn't come in yet. Yeah. I already checked it right now, honey. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Let me see. Let me see what deck I can pull. Let me get this one. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, don't strive for ignorance, but I'm saying don't. No, 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 absolutely not. That's not what I meant. I meant we have to find comfort when we don't know. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, phobia. Absolutely. That's what keeps people, keeps people under control. Phobias. I'm not phobias, ignorance. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Gosh, I really wish they would make smaller cards. I wish these could come smaller. I spoke to the lady. She was really nice, but they have so much information, and these are such great cards, but now I'm going to clean all these cards. I'm not going to put them away yet because I'm going to clean them as soon as I finish the reading. Okay. Have you bought any new decks, Eli? Okay. Okay, let's see. Please let me see what's happening. And also, if you're still in contact, you haven't really started the separation, because the separation is like a separation. It's not seeing someone, it's not speaking to someone. So the longer you're still in contact, you're not in separation, because you guys need to be in separation so that that person can feel the lack of you. So every time you reach out and contact that person or become in their area, like just because you're in the vicinity, you can ignore them. You don't have to see them. You can time yourself so you can avoid them. Like we can all make excuses, but you have to be in isolation. If that person is not in isolation from you, then they're not going to be able to go into their dark night of the soul. And the divine masculine requires a separation to wake up. Past, present, future. I know that's hard. That's hard because we all want to be in contact, but that's why I say, like, go learn a hobby, go take a class in something. Okay. Ooh, is it good? Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms. Is it an oracle or is it a cards? Okay, let me see. Please can I see? Please can you tell me? Please can you show me? Please can you tell me? Show me what's happening. Please let me see. Please let me see. Please let me see. Please make it simple. What's happening? Well, look, we're straight up. We got our twin flames and we have the broken mirror, which is what the whole reading has been, right? I recognize our connection was intense and it still burns my soul. It's a connection that can never be broken, but it's one that must be balanced in order to move forward together. So if the divine feminine is imbalanced, the divine masculine is going to be imbalanced. As above, so below. What's happening in your life is happening in your person's life. So if you guys are having take this time right now to control your own self, control your own nervous system, like learn skills, learn tools where I'm not going to let this thing overwhelm me where I have to go do this in the exterior. We need to learn our control, our management, balance. And this is a broken mirror, look. Great source of reflection and growth. Willingness to understand and genuinely connect. They show you their deepest fears, insecurities, and shadows through action. If you are feeling under duress or feeling solemn, feel it too. When you are thinking of me and I'm thinking of you too. Our connection is deep and profound and sometimes difficult to understand. Your person's going through a shitty time. Destiny. Do, 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 destiny. I understand our relationship and our connection. I am understanding our relationship and our connection. What I once thought was trivial was something more on a higher consciousness. I couldn't understand it then, but I do now. Let me tell you once again, this is not everybody's going to be here yet. If your person is still here, this is where they're headed to. But if you interfere during this moment, if you don't put up your boundaries, if you don't, then this is going to take longer. It will happen. It will happen. And like, to be quite honest, if you guys are twins and you guys don't do the work now, you may come back together in another life. In the next life, you're always going to come together. There's separation is an illusion. All of these 3 cards are talking about how you guys are like the soul contract, the soul contract. $33, $6, $24. Those may be important for somebody. Cosmic love. You're connected in the 5D regardless if disconnected in the 3D. Intense or strong feelings that they feel are everlasting, powerful, or otherwise indescribable. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my PayPal. It's not coming in, honey. Yeah, but Natalia, if you want, you can email me, and or we can do it the next time when it comes up. This is it's not coming in. I don't have it there. But yeah. You are destined to meet strong, unbreakable bond. This is destiny, you guys. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing nobody else can do. If you don't allow this to grow naturally and let your person heal, then it's not going to happen. And the only thing you can do is heal yourself, you guys. You need to focus on yourself. My beautiful, beautiful souls. Like, this is your journey. This is your life. Love, like, I feel like this, you guys were given the gift of the twin to like dangle and like, ooh, like here's your other person, like you're meant to be together. You're giving this gift so that it'll push you to self-growth because you're meant for bigger things. There's an important reason why you guys are, like, this is such a rare connection. This is such a minute portion of the population. Even, you know, like so many people that are out here like talking about twins, a lot of them aren't really, you know. But if you guys follow me, you know that the twin stuff always comes up on mine, because I'm tapped in. So you have to learn to release, surrender, focus on yourself, heal yourself, heal yourself, heal your fears. What are you afraid of? Heal your ego. Surrender, let go so that you can heal. Heal your traumas, your self-limiting beliefs. Go study the Constitution, become a lawyer, because we're going to need lots of lawyers. I wouldn't reply, Natalia. You need to give this person space. You need to give them space. You need to give yourself space because you're too triggered by it, honey. You need to give them space and give yourself space to heal, honey, so that everything can flow appropriately. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. I'm going to. Yeah, it hasn't come through. Probably maybe because you're on international. But if it comes through tomorrow, or if you email me, I can put that onto. We can do a live. We can do like a private live reading, and I'll go through things and like look in depth for you, because otherwise it's I mean, I can't check my email right now because I'm online, and it's not showing up on the thing. But I'll check when I get off, and I'll either do it back when we're online, but it's going to be short, and I feel like you require like a longer thing. But ultimately, I genuinely, you need a good separation so that you can learn to. You need to do a lot of healing yourself, and he needs to do a lot of healing himself so that you guys can come together. You know, because you guys are repeating, you're repeating unhealthy stuff that's not going to be good for you ultimately. It'll end up bringing you guys to crack again. And the whole point is for you guys to come back together in a healthy way. Yeah. The sun and the moon. The sun and the moon always want to come together. And and I think we're going to have like some solar eclipses coming up, you guys. All right. I love you guys. I will see you guys soon. I love you guys. Please stay strong and keep me posted. All right, you guys. I love you. Stay strong. Okay, bye.